if I go like that and go around my paper, I'm going to have an easier circle. And at least I have an idea. I could make it bigger, but I'm also thinking I'm going to have my hill down here. I'm going to have some little gravestones down there, and I'm going to go with that. So I think maybe the easiest thing to do, since we want to see our witch, I'm going to go ahead and take a smaller brush like this. And I'm going to take a black, or what I could actually do is clean up all the color that I have in my palette here. And this doesn't have to be perfect. It's just helping me have an idea of where I'm going with it. Then either that, or let's take my black. Let's find a black. Let's do that. And then I'm thinking I'm going to start with her hat. At least I have an idea where I'm placing her inside the moon. The other way I could have done it was just put the moon around her later. And I don't know how I really want to handle her face, but I know she's going to have a big nose like that, and she's going to have a big chin. And since she's going to be a silhouette on the moon, I'm going to go ahead and just continue bringing that color down. And then I'll bring it down here for her arm, her sleeve. I'm just carrying the color down. It doesn't need to look exactly like that at all. We're just using that to get an idea. And then I'm going to put her little knees in here because she's sitting on the broom. And for her face, all I did was added her pointy nose and her pointy chin. I'm going to bring this down and give her her skirt. Just like that. And then for her, let's see, her shoes. All I'm doing is carrying that color all the way down, and it's all pretty wet. Let's get some little shoes in here. And how I'm going to do that, I don't need to worry too much of whether or not I'm accurate. All I'm going to do is change the amount of pressure on the brush by pressing a little harder, and then maybe tapering it so we get the tip of her shoe. And then the other one over here, I'm going to press so we get the heel of her shoe, and then just put the a little less pressure to get her toes in. I'm going to bring her hand in over here. And all that basically is a line, and I'm going to press so we show her hand. It doesn't have to be perfect. Then we'll take one line and bring it all the way up to give her the end of the broom. And then I'm going to add her broom by just adding a circle there, and then the back end of the broom like that. And I'm just pressing it a little bit. So you're actually playing with a few brush strokes. That's kind of fun. So that's all I need to do for the witch. And then I want to put the sky in, and then I want to put my gravestones in. I'm thinking, do we want any other monsters in here? We can always have some bats flying. A bat might be nice in the moon. Now, since she's going to be a silhouette, this could be as dark as her, but since I'm going to have a dark sky, I don't want it to be as dark. So I think I'm going to take my black that I have in that set. This is my adult set here. I'm going to just take whatever colors that I have in here. I think I want it to be a bit more blue. Just throw some color so it's not going to be as dark. So basically, if you remember what we talk about, our values, this is going to be a lighter value. It has more water in it. And I'm going to think about where I'm going to start let's see, let's get that right in there. I think maybe we'll have another gravestone up there. That would be good. And I'm going to go ahead and bring that down. What I could also do is turn it around like this so I don't have a straight line. Either way. And if you have a bigger brush, you can go ahead and use that or a flat brush. And I'm just making little marks like this so it gives me a little space if I want to have another gravestone here and there. So spooky. Maybe we'll put another gravestone over here. And you can always use your pencil to get a better idea where things should go if you need to. For grass, I think I'm going to go like that because this is nighttime grass, so we really can't see anything. And I'm going to put more gravestones in here in just a second, but this gives me a pretty good idea. Okay, so I can always go darker, but that's a good place to start. I'm going to do what we did with that candy corn, do a little wet into wet here. Okay, and then I'm going to think about the sky. Move this around so it can mingle into the water that's already on the surface. Now, I think I'm going to try to get a bluer sky. I don't want it to be a bright blue and I don't want it to be a black or we don't see anything. So let's try some of the colors that we already have in here. These are going to be fairly bright blues. I need it to have enough color so that stands out. Or here, I'll go here. Basically, it's still going to be sort of black, but not really black. It's going to not be black, black. It's going to have more blue in it. So I can actually make a mess. Now I'm liking that color. I think now if I'm looking at that giant sky, I want to make sure that I've got enough coloring. I see your heads nodding. Thank you. Okay, so I want this to be darker. And I'm going to take some of my black over here. But that's super black. And if we have black, black, it can kill a painting because it's too dark. Okay, getting closer. Closer to what I want. I still want more blue in it. And by taking this black, bringing it into my blues over here, it's actually going to contaminate them, pollute them. That means it's going to have more black, so it's not as blue, but I can always clean it out before I do the next painting. And why I'm taking my time doing all of this is because I'm trying to make a big enough puddle that I can cover a large area. Let's put that to the side. And then I'm going to go around my witch and around the moon.
Mirror,
Yeah?
look at my sign in the trees.
That is, her colors are amazing. Okay, I'm going to go around this.
But do you think it's beautiful?
I do think it's beautiful. It's beautiful. You know why it's beautiful? Because you have so many different colors in there. Okay, what I'm doing here to get that circle, just to make it easier for myself, I'm going to press a little harder on my brush and then go around my circle. Just like that. Now she's starting to stand out. And it's drying faster than I can work over here, but I'll deal with that in just a second. I'll bring this down a little further on this side. And we've got some gravestones over here, so I'm going to bring that down, make them a little rounded so they stand out. And then I'm going to come around the bottom. And bring it out a little further. I'll scoot this over the side. Now, what I like about this is that we have different colors. That has more of an indigo look to it because we have blues in there and we have black. Let's go ahead, black from down here. Make a broken gravestone there. And I don't think that we want stars in the sky. Actually, there's no way. If we have a full moon, we're not going to see stars anyway, really. It's going to be difficult. So I'll just continue with my color, bring it out to the edge. Just like that. Go around my gravestones. And with all this color that's uneven, all I need to do is lift up my paper so it can move. I'm going to go ahead and separate this. Just move it around. And even if it creates some really cool little blooms and blossoms in there, that would be neat too. Just like that. Even out that surface. I think we need a bat. Don't you think? A bat? I think a bat would be better than a cat. A cat would make it too busy.
I think a bat is a great idea, David.
Thank you. And I was trying to think, how big of a bat do I want to make? So I'm going to go ahead and let's see, what is it? It's basically, like you said, just a little circle, a little line, and the wings. And I'm going to make this come up a little bit more and give it little ears. And then we have him come down like this. Little points. Oh, make a little point. I think my bat's getting bigger. My bat is getting bigger and bigger by the moment. I'm going to drop in more color. And let's see. Can you think of anything else? What do I put in there? The
Flowers? Flowers?
Dead flowers.
Dead
Spider webs.
oh, spider webs. Yes. Tracy's good at spider webs. Well, we wouldn't see them at night.
Like an old date in there, like 1821 or something.
Oh, fabulous. Okay. So I have a bit more water on it and then try to get a little shadow side, even though because it's a full moon, we're going to have a little bit of a shadow. We'll just break it up. Ghosts would be fun too. Actually, that works out pretty well, adding that lighter value in there. And I don't have any room to put anything else in there. I could tap some water in there and break it up. The color, I could always add a bit more color on top of it. This is kind of fun too, just spattering a little water on top. And that would basically be my witch. Because I don't think I have any more space to put anything. Maybe I'll make a few darker blades of grass.
What do you think?
Your painting's really good.
Thank you. That was a fun surprise. How are you doing?
I'm not exactly finished though. Yeah, I can show
No.
you.
This
Cool. I like that.